Hey divas, welcome to Women on Ish, where our inner strength meets unapologetic confidence. This month we'll be talking about influence and inspiration. And this week, our week 29, we'll be focusing on being a role model. And I said, our life teaches before your words do, which is true. Somebody is always watching us from a distance, close by, in our places of work, in our family. Someone is always watching to learn from us, because the same way we are also watching other people to learn from them. I say these are my mentors, these are my role models. The same way other people are watching and learning from us. And sometimes they think that, oh, you can only be a role model if you're a leader, if you're in a position of power. Sweetheart, that is not true. We're all leaders in our own right, in our own face. If you choose authenticity, if you choose growth, if you choose to be excellent, you're already leading, because people want to learn how to navigate life. And that is what we are showing them in our daily work. We have children in our homes, we have siblings that are watching us, you have colleagues at work that we are leading and they're watching us. Those are people that we're not being role model to. So it's not for us to be under stress. It's not supposed to put us under pressure. But it's for us to see that people are watching to learn how we have navigated life. And when they are watching us, what are they learning? Are we adding to their life, or are we leading them to destruction? That is what we need to be thinking about. I said leadership is lived before it is spoken. We always hear this, and people say, do as I say, don't do as I do. That is not a good thing to do, because if you're an authentic person, if you're a woman of excellence, you will want people to learn how you navigate life. You will want to learn people to learn what you're doing. But when you're saying people should do what you say, not what you do, that means you're false. That means you're false. That means you're not a genuine person. So that means even what you're saying is not genuine, because it's not a life that you have lived, that you have tested, and that you've been victorious about. Because what you have tested, what you have done, what has worked for you, you will want people to learn from me, because it's worked for you. So there's greater chances that it will work for other people. So someone's breakthrough depends on your testimony. That is true. People want to watch the way you have navigated that circumstance. Many people have gone through broken relationships, either broken marriage, broken relationship with their siblings, with their parents, with colleagues at work, with neighbors, and you have been able to navigate. You have been able to come out to be able to reconcile, with those people, and be able to live, better life. It might be the marriage all of a sudden, fell apart. Whether reasons that was your fault or not your fault, but you've been able to rise up from the ashes. You'll be able to stand up, and you'll be able to move up with life in integrity, with authenticity, be able to live, and you'll be able to, go through that phase. And you have emerged at the other hand successfully. Somebody else might be going through, because this is life. Life will always happen to people. You cannot, sometimes it's not predictable. And somebody wants to learn. Somebody wants to believe that, yes, I can overcome these challenges. I can overcome the situation. I can break through even the way Bouquet has broken through. Obviously, when we go through stress, we go to challenges. We need people in our corner to be able to help us. Because the same way you had people in your corner, you'll be able to encourage others to have people in their corner to be able to help them and lift them up, when they are falling apart. I said your story matters more than you think. That is it. I said this is why your life is already a message. Your resilience tells someone that healing is possible. Just like in the broken relationship, your discipline shows that that growth requires consistency. Just as the same way it took you 5 years, 3 years to be able to build that business to a successful place. It shows other people that discipline is possible, and discipline requires consistency, commitment, not giving up in the face of adversity. Somebody can just look at your business and say, oh God, that's a fish business, suddenly boomed. But no, when they sit down to hear your stories, and that is why we need to hear stories of people that have made it. We want to learn about their flaws. We don't want people, we don't want leaders climbing up the podium, maybe church leaders, mosque leaders, leaders in the society, just say, oh, I made 20 figures. We want to learn how you made it. We want to learn the obstacles that you face, so that when we are also as we're building our business and we face all these obstacles, we can also put some of this thing to practice. We can believe that it is possible, it is achievable, success is attainable. Don't just come in and tell us, oh, I made 1 million, you just put 200 together and make money. No, we want to learn all those nitty-gritties so that we can also be successful. And I said, your boundaries teaches someone self-respect is necessary for well-being. This part is so crucial to everyone, men, women, children. Some of us, we don't even respect our own time. That's why people just waste our time. Someone was telling me, oh, every time my phone is always ringing and I need to answer, I need to be able to attend to people. I said, sweetheart, you're not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ already came, he has died for our sins. You're not going to die for any other person's sin. If you die, your death is just gone because you're not the Messiah. So, but if you're telling people, call me at any time, I'm available, that means you have no respect for your own time. You might be a pastor, you might be a leader. When you throw that to people, we all just be calling you. I have a headache, I'll call you. I have running, so I will call you. When you're not the, emergency department, you need to have boundaries. We need to have respect for our own time, for our own life, so we don't go into burnout. And you see why we wonder why leaders are burning now, because you want to be there. If you read about Moses in the Bible, he was trying to do everything, and his father is a man of wisdom, said, sweetheart, pick up people to lead the 100, lead the 10, lead the 1,000. Give them responsibilities, and they only come to you in matters that are really out of their reach. They don't come to you with every petty things. And also, do not micromanage them. You have people, we have CEOs, and then you have general managers and junior managers, and the CEO is still trying to micromanage everybody. Even in religious setting, you have the pastors, you have your own, you have, leaders in different departments, in different ministries, the house fellowship, and they're still trying to micromanage everybody. You need to be able to trust the people that you have given authority to lead this group, and they come to you with things that that they cannot handle together. If not, you will break down. And if you break down, sweetheart, you break down, you pass on somebody else to take over that responsibility. Really? Is that what you want? After you've labored and suffered, after you sacrifice, for that business, you sacrifice for that ministry, you sacrifice for whatever it is that you're doing, and then you just drop down. All because you've not learned to manage your time. You've not learned to have respect for your own self, and learn to rest and learn to take boundaries. People are learning that also from us. How we've been able to, how we're able to set boundaries, how we are still able to live healthy. You're 80, you're 90, you're able to live healthy and in good state because you have set boundaries, but healthy boundaries for yourself. I said, but becoming a role model does not mean perfection. Remember, we always talk about, in this group, it's not about being perfect. It's about excellency. It's about authenticity. It's about being flawless. We need people, we need role models that will make mistakes. They will say something that is not right. They take ownership on it, climb up on that podium, and they will make correction. Call that person back and say, sweetheart, I'm sorry. That's what I said was wrong. That's what was not my intention. Perhaps that wasn't your intention, but you made a mistake. But you take ownership of your mistake. You correct that mistake, and you get more respect from people, because not all the leaders these days, not all people that we look up to these days, take responsibility for their own action. And that is what people want to see in you as a role model. You're authentic, you're flawless, you work in excellence, you take ownership of your own mistake. Yes, and you're responsible. You make mistake, you take ownership. That is so key, because we like to command, but sometimes we don't like to take corrections. And as women of integrity, as women of grace, this is very paramount. We need to be able to accept correction. We're able to take responsibility for our own actions. So, sweethearts, as we go this week, I want you to ask yourself, who might be watching me closely, and what are they learning? Are they learning courage? And have you rebuilt from disappointment, from that broken relationship or broken business? Are they learning faith by observing how you remain hopeful during on certain times where you have received, a diagnosis, and you have had to wait through it, you have had to walk through, you have had to rebuild your life, you have had to stand, you have had to trust God, you have had, to rely, and also the support of your sisters, people in your community to go through that situation, and you're emerging, stronger at the other side. Are they learning courage from you? Are they learning how to? Are they learning faith? Are they learning confidence simply by saying you show up? Or every time you need to show up. So lead by example this week. Honor your journey and influence as stewardship. I said the moment you choose integrity, the moment you choose authenticity, the moment you choose grace, you already decided to be a leader. So, sweetheart, we did a topic a few months ago. I will add it in the link about being a true leader. I will also add a link of a gentleman I read about, that showed courage, when he had received not a nice diagnosis, that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. How he rose, he told his doctor, you keep me alive, you find a cure for it, and I will raise money for us to buy the equipment. I would go around to doing the, awareness, on how so people can be mindful of this. And this man lived nearly 30 years before he passed on this year. I will put a link below for you to be able to learn courage, because that man's attitude alone, how we should courage, he encouraged other men, other people, even women that have had diagnoses, to be able to rise up, not to give up on life, be able to speak to people in their community, get support, where they needed support, and people have lived, above, that diagnosis. Many people have been tested on time. Now we see that once you're 50 and above, there's so many tests to get tested in the United Kingdom, prostate cancer, bowel cancer, and all this, just because of this man's research, and many more. They were courageous like him, and he was even honored by the queen before she passed. That is courage, and many people are also learning courage from him. He was a good role model. So I'll put a link below, of a prostate project that he did, so that we can also learn courage. We can also learn courage, and that's what being a good role model is. So, sweetheart, as we go this week, the Bible said, let your light so shine that men will give glory to your Father in heaven. But I'm now saying, let your light so shine, and let it be the encouragement that you once needed. You once needed somebody to encourage you. You once needed somebody to show you the way. You once needed somebody's light to light your path. Now let your life be the one that lights another person's path. It might be your children, your siblings, your colleagues in the school, your colleagues at work. It might be the men around you, but let your life be the example somebody else needs. Let it be the light that shows somebody else the way. Go out and be that role model that you've been made to be. Till I see you next week, go on unleashing your world. Love you.